It's Ron over here at Becoming Enlightened Together. I almost forgot the title of my own friggin' website. Anyways, today we have another runic pull, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. It is a positive, energetic reading. We are looking at both the perspectives from the karmic and the collective perspective today. What it is telling us is that the collective energy is starting to eclipse over all of that karmic energy that has been so prevalent for months and months, if not years. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the overall energy for today, which was Laguz in the upright. Now, Laguz in the upright is the same rune that we pulled on Sunday for the overall energy for this week, all the way up till the end of Saturday evening, okay? So Laguz stands for basically things of water. And again, to be reminded from the materialistic sense, that basically reflects anything that is like a river, lake, stream, oceans, precipitation, anything water related, the leaks of water, the flow of water. But it also, since we're talking about divination, refers to the things of the spiritual realm too. It's the difference between the materialistic and the spiritual. So I guess you could say the parallel of that in the spirit would be emotions and so on, and intuition. So that's what we're looking at, the intuitive abilities of the collective being nurtured, being fostered, practiced, and more or less, built up. So psychic intuition, your feelings, the psychic feminine. This is from the feminine perspective of the energy, even though we all inhabit or have inside of us both masculine and feminine energies. So emotions, imagination, and mysteries, those things which are hidden, organic growth, the renewal of life, the life force, fantasies, the underworld itself, success of travel and or acquisition of something. Okay, so again, it's a very positive energy in general, and this is the overall energy for the collective today. Again, work on fostering, building up your intuitive abilities, that sixth sense, so to speak. Now, in terms of the past energy, what we pulled last Sunday for today, Friday the 5th, is Othala, and Othala is in the reverse. Okay. Now, Othala in the reverse stands for recklessness, frustration, legal problems, and hassles. And again, we're talking about the energies that are basically specific to those that are inhabiting the karmic side, or the low vibrational, low resonance side of energy right now. So a lack of order, totalitarianism, slavery, poverty, homelessness, basically bad karma. In fact, that's actually one of the descriptions for this energy in the up or the reverse. Prejudice. Some people that may be in your particular sphere of influence. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be due to your culture, your skin color. It can be though. However, in fact, well, anyway, clannishness also speaks of the same thing. A group seeing themselves as superior over another group or groups. And what binds a person? Perhaps they're in some type of a coven, for example. We've certainly seen that energy reflected many times over, the last year or two that I've been doing this. It's been, since I've been doing readings for myself, which is years before that, I've seen this again, again, and again, and again. And I already know these things are true and relevant in my personal journey, but it's apparent that it's obvious to, or I should say related to other people who are out there as well. So now our present energy is that of Radho. And Radho we pulled a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. This one is in the upright for our present energy. And that's good because Radho is referred to as the blessed journey. Okay, so any type of mobility, any type of description of something that aids us in moving, whether it's a carriage, a chariot, a wagon, whether it's a horse or a bicycle, whether it's a car, a vehicle of some kind, an airplane, a boat, anything dealing with movement, so to speak. Okay. So travel is also a part of that. Vacations and relocations are a part of that. Evolutionary change or change of place of setting, I should say. Seeing a larger perspective on something. So being able to see, beyond your current position to, something greater or in the future, so to speak. Again, tied to your intuition, sort of. Messages which are moving back and forth. Seeing the right move to make and deciding upon it. Okay? The universal world and personal rhythms and cycles of life. So Radho itself, our present energy, is reflective of that which is embodied basically by the collective. So it's a positive energy. Now our obstacles and challenges is Isa in the reverse. The last time we pulled this, it was in the upright. So our challenges being, again, those who are still within our energetic sphere of influence who are embodying the karmic energy. So it talks about a breach of loyalty. Somebody who may have been very close to you has betrayed you, or is in the process of betraying you, or will betray you in the very near future. And only you know or will know who that is. Of course, it's going to differ for each and every one of you out there. Also, it talks about egomania, so somebody with a very big ego. But keep in mind, the size of their ego is typically reflective of the size of their insecurity. It's just a way of protecting themselves. So as much as we want to judge them, and of course we want to be, and sometimes we have every justification to be angry at the people who have done us dirty, try to understand that maybe hurt people, for example, are the ones who hurt people. We've heard that saying many times, I'm sure, and it has, in my, experience and also in my reflection on these subjects, proven to be true. So maybe that will help you to be a little slower to wrath and think before you respond in some way, whether it's with your tongue or with your actions, okay? But it also talks about dullness and blindness, dissipation, treachery, illusions, deceptions, betrayals again, guile, stealthiness, dishonesty, ambushing, plans, plots, schemes. So we have been reminded, I should say, of this particular energy being present, in our lives all this week, very, very candidly. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's been very, very obvious and open. Okay. Now, what do we have for our help and for our advice? It's Thor's mighty rune, Thurtasaz. So this is one of the most powerful runes in the runic, deck or alphabet. If you, I would call it Ayat, okay, because that's what it's divided into: 3 different Ayats groups or families, and together there's 24 letters in their alphabet, divided up into 3 families. Okay, but they consist of their entire Old Futhark. Or language, which Futhark just stands for the first 6 letters in their alphabet, which is Fehu, Urus, Thurasaz, the one I just pulled out, Ansus, which is Thor's mighty rune, Radho, one I just pulled out a few minutes ago as well, and Kanaz, and this is Kanaz right here. Okay, so, and that spells out in an acronym sense, Futhark. Okay. So that's where that terminology comes from. Who developed it, who decided upon it, and when is a whole nother story. I don't know. Anyways, what does it stand for? Well, as being the great protector that he is, it basically talks about protection. So you have all that you need, all that is necessary to protect you from all of this negative energy and their physical manifestations, okay? So it also talks about good counsel, luck, warnings. You're getting warnings here. The reactive force, a directed force of both destruction and defense, the instinctual will, vital eroticism, regenerative or regeneration, tendency towards change, a catharsis, purging, the cleansing fire within, and male fertility and sexuality. So to all you males out there, and of course within reason, go get your freak on. Alright, and finally what we have as far as our future outcome is Yera. Yera 2 is in the upright this time. So Yera talks about the fruits of your earlier labors being made manifest. So it looks like all the hard work that we have been doing, and I know that we've been getting this for several weeks now, if not months. But again, this all works on a spiritual time frame, not our human time frame. So it's going to differ for each and every one of us out there. For some of us, this has been going on for quite some time. For others, it's probably just getting started. For a great number of you, you're already starting to wrap this cycle up. So, okay. So, and that's where I'm at. This cycle is starting to, finally come to its closing. So what else does it mean? It means rewards. So the rewards of your efforts are going to be made manifest to you. Everything you've lost will be returned to you, and probably times, whatever. I don't know, 3, 7, 10. I've heard multiple different numbers given to that, but you're going to get more than you lost. And I have literally lost everything that I have won, earned, paid for, over the years. Everything, materialistically speaking. And a lot of people, by the way. So if you are also in that category, God is going to restore those things back to you again with interest. You're also promised peace. In the event of legalities, a reward, or you will be successful in that endeavor. Commitments, peace and happiness. It's a truthful season. For those things which were done behind your back or against you are going to be, brought out into the open. All things done in secret are going to be revealed. In other words, to use a Christian metaphor or scripture. You're going to have breakthroughs in stagnation if you've been stagnant for some time. Hopes and expectations of peace and prosperity are on the horizon. Promises of success earned. So whatever it is you're working hard at, whether you're writing a book, making a website, making music, whatever it is, you're going to be successful. Things are changing in this world. So God's people, if you will, regardless of what that, is to you personally, are going to be taking over here very soon. Okay? In other words, those who have been ruling for thousands of years, they're about to experience what they have literally laid out for, the majority of people for thousands of years. They're going to experience that, and God's people are now going to be put in positions of leadership and everything else. So if you're on the wrong side of that line, well, God has given everybody ample amount of opportunities, warnings, and everything else. So, and if this is the first time you've heard it or feel it, sense that there's truth in my words, then, just apply that or be encouraged by that. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to scare anybody or create fear in any way. I want to encourage. I want to be an example after going through so much of what you can do if you just don't give up. Never give up. Never surrender. There you go, using a warrior terminology. So, again, prosperity, the promises of success learned and earned, I should say, life cycles, and just to be reminded that everything changes in its own time. We cannot force God's hand. We cannot force the hand of the universe, if you will, or fate. What will be, will be. All we can do is our part, okay? We do our part, and those truly, running and operating this matrix system, and I'm not talking about the malevolent forces at all. Those forces are being spanked right now, for the only way I can kindly put it. And the benevolent, if you will, energy is pushing back to bring back that balance. Balance is necessary in this world, and it's been imbalanced for far, far too long, for thousands of years. Okay, and I would go back as far as to say since ancient Rome presumably broke up and Vatican took over its position in terms of world domination. And make no mistake about it, Rome is still running the show today through many secret societies affiliated with other secret societies, and they're worldwide. And their network with other groups and everything else that you may not even see the connection to, but easily are proven to be connected. So there's including actual bloodline ancient families who have been more or less running things, the moneyed houses, so to speak, you know, those with great wealth and a long lineage, unbroken lineage. And again, many times names that you don't hear every day. Okay, they're not just the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds of the world. In fact, they're not even the top tier. They're up there, but they're not the top tier of that pyramid. Okay, so anyways, that is the overall message for today. It's just reminding the collective to stay strong, stand your ground, never retreat, never surrender, improvise, adapt, overcome, and all those other military euphemisms and so on and so forth. And you are warriors, regardless of your, you know, your creed, your color, your ethnicity, whether you're, you know, straight, gay, whether you're actual male, female, it doesn't matter at all. If you're standing in the gap, if you're doing the right things today, no matter what comes your way, then you are a warrior in this spiritual warfare that's literally created so many casualties over the thousands and thousands of years. So we are finally getting to the point where victory is just on the horizon. Okay, so stand firm, and I will see you all. Well, first remain victorious. Okay, and I will all see you all, I should say, in Valhalla. Sorry, I can't speak today. I don't know what's wrong with me, but anyway, have a great day, guys. Bye.